start the session, maybe we have a couple of people here. Maybe if somebody is outside looking to expand their business to Singapore, other markets can come inside and we can have a really good talk about how to do this in next 30 minutes. And then we will have for 15 minutes to just do some activity so that you can decide the right market. Any startup here in the crowd? Maybe they can raise their hands. Okay, cool. Just letting you know, I'm from Start2group. I lead India for them. And basically what I do is we help startups do expansion cross-border. So we do a lot of activities helping startups from India to go abroad, startups from other countries to access Indian market, understand what is the market dynamics, and then helping them scale in the market. So what we are planning to cover in next 30-40 minutes is where are you coming from? If you are an Indian startup, you already have access to such a diverse market, and how this can help you scale outside because you're coming from the third largest economy in the world and already learned and already evolved in one of the toughest market in the world. And why should you consider, if you're coming from such a big market, why you should even consider to expand globally? And when is the right time for you to expand? And what are the markets, right? Asia. Rest of the Asia is also a very big market to expand to. And obviously Europe. And I think we have a couple of sessions followed by these sessions, which will give you deep dive into markets like Finland, Saxony, and other markets, so you can understand from the representatives what is happening in those markets and how you can leverage the support provided by the government, Indian governments and other governments to help you scale into those markets. And at last, how as an organization we can support you to access those markets. So that's what we'll cover. Maybe we'll wait for a couple of minutes to people come in. I think they're still deciding whether they want to expand or not, but yeah. So that's for now. But maybe I'll take 1 minute for all the startups in the audience if they want to share what are they doing at this point in time. Can we have one mic, please, for the audience? I think there are a couple of startups.
Hello. Yeah, hi. Actually, I'm a founder of Good Swap. So it's a sustainable startup. So we aim at sustainably disposing of the garments and clothes sector. So yeah, we find ways of like discarding the clothes and apparels like almost to 90 to 100% and closing the loop, how they and prevent them from getting into landfills. So, and in return, we provide the sustainable goodies to the residents who take part in our purpose. So, yeah. And we would be happy to be a part of this session and looking forward to expand.
Thank you. Thank you. Maybe the guy on orange shirt, would you like to share about your startup?
Hi, good morning. Myself Sharath Lal, and my company is Greek Lab Technologies Limited. Greek Lab is actually doing financial market algos, I mean retail automation, all these things in financial market. And also we're doing, dealing with all financial product like insurance, unlisted shares, and the stocks, all mutual fund, all these things. And also we do financial training also. So we are also planning to expand our business in UAE. So that's it.
Great. Cool. Then we'll get started a little bit. Just to rewind, I think mic is not necessary for me. I'm anyway loud. So just to rewind what's happening in India, we are now standing at 116 unicorns, which is a very good number. And we are now the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. We are now the third largest startup ecosystem in world, and more than a lakh of startups recognized by the government. And we always know the actual statistics is very higher than the government in India. So that's where we are standing, and we have a very nice workforce, which is what a lot of countries are facing an issue with, and that's where we also have a lot of opportunity to move beyond borders in these kind of countries. What is the strength of India in terms of technology? We are very good in fintech, and we have one of the startup who is trying to solve some of these problems. Followed by health tech, Kerala being a hub of health tech. A lot of universities focusing on nursing training and everything else. So health tech is something which is our strength. Obviously, logistics. A lot of quick commerce companies coming up. Not only that, I think Flipkart, Amazon, how they started in India, and they revolutionized the logistics part, getting you your things within minutes to hours. That's not, believe me, that doesn't even happen in Europe at this moment. And at tech, obviously, there were some bumps, but still we are a market leader. And also, if you see culturally, uh, education is something which culturally we put a lot of emphasis into. So these are four strengths of India. In outside market, we are one of the market leader in fintech with our UPI technology. Lot of countries, presidents, and even the ministers are very mesmerized when they see they see a QR code on a coconut shop. So that's what our strengths are. And now, why should you consider internationalization? Couple of reasons. There are a lot of uncertainties which in the market, you can see the stock markets, it's just going here and there every day. And also, it's always good to have two markets, because if something goes wrong economically in one market, you always have something to rely on. Then a lot of Indians are also, both trends are happening. Like a lot of multimillionaires in India are moving abroad and they are coming in. So both of the things are happening, but what it opens doors for a lot of collaboration also. So if you go outside, you can always find a community or network which can support you, so that also helps you out. And if you see, global economies are also looking on Indian startups to come and solve their problems. So that's why you should definitely look into, at least exploring another market, and also building from the start your product which can satisfy the needs of other markets. Uh, some more reasons to give you. Expanding to new markets also helps you diversify your market risks. Uh, the model which you might be working in India, but you might also use your product to create multiple revenue streams in other markets. Keeping ahead of competition, you can also divide your competition when you are into the new market, and also scout for new trends using your technology. So you can diversify into new trends and also cases and technologies. New business opportunities, when you go to a new market, you also learn. This also helps you to pivot your product, also gives you new lenses, right? And you sometimes, it's not always you look into another market for sales opportunities, but also for research and development, which you can then implement back to your home country. Some of the countries which are known for, which are known on the best countries for startups in 2024, United States always the one, and we all know about it, followed by United Kingdom, Canada, and Israel, Canada, and Singapore. And 10 to 12% of Indian startups are actually moving abroad and kind of finding opportunities. A lot to thank to a lot of these international accelerator programs, which are offered by multiple incubators, governments, and also multiple global governments who have activities in India. Now, one of the most important questions which I always get is, when should we decide to expand? Actually, you can decide from when you are ideating your product, right? So internalization is not relevant for us. That's what a lot of early stages startups tells me. But I don't think that's true, because sometimes when you're developing the product, from the starting only you can see, okay, this product is relevant for India, but what other country it can be relevant to? And you can start ideating from the start itself. most of the companies which comes to us, they always say, oh, I have connects in this country, so I'm looking for that country. But that should not be your number one reason to expand to the other country. You should always look into the uh, strategic targeted market, not the opportunity. So we always go by connects, but not what's the market needs. So always ask a couple of questions. So this is the prerequisite framework which we have created. First, validate your value proposition. What I am solving, is that relevant to market? Oh, if I can tweak my value proposition a little bit, can I solve one of the biggest problem for that market? You should always have a financial runway. Expanding to different markets always needs some more budgets. Can these budgets will be provided by me through a grant or something? You can also ask these questions. There are a lot of delegations and there are a lot of initiatives which are taken now given to the startups, but first read them through. Just find whether this is relevant to you and can you sustain the financial burden which comes for an expansion. Then organization commitment. You should also have a team which is dedicated to look into that market, do the market study, do the market research for the market. So you should also set aside some resources from your organization who are looking into the expansion for the market. And how should you internalize? Supply side, there are two approaches to it. One is supply side. Like you want to take initiative, oh, I'm not getting enough clients in the market. And I know somebody who is a distributor in the other market. Should I go and start my business into the other market? Or demand side, oh, this logistics is something which Singapore is looking in and my startup can solve really good problems. So there are two approaches, which one you choose based on, but what we have seen from our experience, generally demand side internalization activities, when you are looking at the customer problem, the business model, the value proposition, you can easily adapt to the new market. That's where the companies who are expanding become successful. Key takeaways from internalization. We have helped close to 3,000 startups to expand cross-border from Germany to India, India to other countries, Singapore to USA. And what we see is a global outlook is very important. Seeing the economic conditions and also after COVID, the borders become thinner now. So it's easier to move around, but it's always important to start early and have your preparations ready. Research your market. Don't just go by the gut feeling. Research your market well before even spending a lot of resources and money into it, that it is the nice market for me. And also a lot of Indian startups always think about other countries like Europe, United States, North America, Canada. But please also look into Asia, Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam, Thailand. They're also growing really at a very fast rate. And they also really respect Indian technology. So always look into Asia. And obviously, US is one of the biggest market, which we are anyway looking at. How? You need to always, cultural differences are not only in India, but also in other countries. So you please make sure of those, especially in countries like Japan, China. You need to have a local representative who can help you understand these markets, understand these cultural deficiencies, and help you kind of get more focused on the local adoption problems. Just to show you how the world is reacting right now, what are the growth percentage change? United States, you can see it's it's actually now the second. The biggest growth is happening actually in Asia. Not only India, but all the surrounding countries are actually emerging and developing. Even Latin America and Sub-Saharan African are at a very high trajectory growth rate, and even Middle East. So check the markets by their growth rates. Please delve into depth when you are deciding the market. So now we have kind of talked about a little bit. I would like to just give you a couple of insights from the other Asian markets. Asian market, as I told you, is one of the fastest growing market in the world. And what constitutes Asia? India, we are already here. Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, South Korea, Japan, China, Vietnam, Philippines, and Indonesia. So if you see, you already have almost 10 markets here. And cost to expand to Asia is going to be much lesser than cost to expand into any other country in the world. Just some facts and figure also. 58% of the global GDP is contributed by the Asian countries. The VC investment in Asia are around 78.1 billion, which is almost half of the VC investment in the world. 290 unicorns are from Asia, and obviously India is the major contributor in that. 30.4 trillion consumer spending, and which is supposed to grow by 40% year-on-year rate. What are the biggest markets? So the three biggest markets for Indian startups are China, obviously. They are second largest startup ecosystem, ranked second in number of unicorns, and one of the most sophisticated digital economy in the world. But might not be the right market now due to some political tensions. But then we also have other two markets like Japan. India and Japan always have very good relationships. Japanese also really respect Indian technologies, and they do a lot of investments in India. It's also world's third largest economy and home to 11% of the world's largest companies like Samsung and others. World second largest healthcare market, and healthcare is always a strength of Indian market. We don't realize it, but that's where Japan opens a lot of market for Indian startups. And even they are putting a lot of investment into fintech, SoftBank and Paytm. You might have heard about the partnerships. And then South Korea, which is the fourth largest economy in India, number one on Bloomberg. In terms of global innovation, they are one of the most innovative country in the world. Basically, you get internet even in the third tunnel. And that was astonishing even for me. 31 unicorns and 15,000 startups. EV, digital transformation, and healthcare are the areas where they are focusing upon. Some of the other smaller markets which you should not overlook, especially when you are into D2C. Singapore, English speaking, so you don't have to worry about the language, which you have to a little bit worry about in Japan, South Korea, and China. But Singapore, English speaking country, very small country, but very vibrant. Highest GDP per capita in all the Southeast Asian countries. Then we move to Indonesia, largest population by an economy, 40% of ASEAN, home to 14 unicorns, very fast growing country, and a lot of cultural and infrastructural challenges are there which we can solve for them. Then Malaysia, again English speaking, productive, cost effective workforce, shows steady improvement in business climate, and that's where they have a very good infrastructure, and they are looking for companies who can actually contribute more to that. Philippines, again English speaking, so easier to move, advanced in business process outsourcing. So Philippines is becoming India, which 20 years ago. So they are now setting up the IT industry. So a lot of IT outsourcing is now to the world is happening from Philippines. But we are like the industry champions in that. So we can go there, help them set it out. So a lot of companies who are into the software side of digital infrastructure side can actually look at Philippines and look into some growth. Thailand and Vietnam, very cultural countries, a lot of tourism activities. So tourist tech, if you are doing something exceptional in tourist tech, these are the two markets you look into. Vietnam is also developing themselves as a manufacturing hub. So that's where they are also looking for technologies who can solve these problems for them. So high demand sector, if you look into, these are the three: China, Singapore, Japan. Clean tech, logitech, and medtech. Who tops the list? Actually, India is one of the most favored destination by the voting, because India is actually the second largest English-speaking country in the world, so no language issues there. But Indonesia, Philippines, Malaysia, and Singapore are like the next 4 countries. So next we'll move into Europe. I'll just cover a little bit about it. 90 billion into VC investments, 300 plus unicorns, which are still lesser than Asia, 12 trillion in consumer spending, and 17% global GDP growth to be driven in Europe by 2024. What are the main markets? One of the main markets is definitely Germany. which is one of the fourth largest economy with $4.5 trillion. Venture funding is big in Germany, and digital innovation, a lot of biggest companies in the world like SAP, Mercedes, automotive companies are all from Germany. They focus a lot on the technology. What you can solve, they're looking for cutting edge technology into fintech. So if you are a fintech startup, Germany can also be a market for you. A lot of consumer products, especially into clean tech, sustainability side of things. That's where most of the European market is looking for. Nordic countries, other Nordic countries, the only issue is a language. Like you have to kind of understand the language, except for United Kingdom, which again the language is English. And the markets which you see, they are typically focusing on sustainability and R&D, research and development, and also on fintech. So these are the three areas. If you are into these three areas, also health tech. Health tech, there is a lot of shortage of health tech workers in all the countries, and that's where also if you can optimize like healthcare in AI, all these kind of solution can work well into these other countries. So as I told you, most of the European focus is now to become net zero by 2050. And that's where demands for startups into energy management, waste management, and electric mobility is very high into these countries. IT sourcing and digital transformation, that market is also well growing in these countries. And biotech, uh, firms and R&D opportunity into personalized medicine and personalized healthcare is also one of the area which you can look into. Agri-tech, which is another one of our strength, is also one of the demanding sector into these countries. But the thing is, you need to really cutting edge in agri-tech if you are approaching the European countries. Some more data about Germany, because this is where we work majorly. We work with German government to support them into the cross-border expansion. Germany contributes to 25% of the Europe's GDP. Very innovative country. They are the largest industrial manufacturer of industrial equipments in Europe. Biggest healthcare market for health tech. InsurTech also is a big market. FinTech, they are trying to get into FinTech more, development into FinTech and e-commerce as well. So Germany, these are the 5 areas where are they trending. And if you have a startup or a company into these 5 areas, you can definitely look into Germany. At last, how we can help you? What we do is we help you to create a proper plan. So I think we don't have much time today to do the work, to do the activity, but what we do, we have created a network of VCs, governments, corporates, and startups into different markets. We are present in more than 18 markets, including US. Germany is where our headquarters are. Singapore and Malaysia, Philippines is where we are present, and also we have office in India in Bangalore. And how we support these startups to scale into these different markets is what we have developed a network of mentors who are represented by some of the leading people into corporates who are industry experts, and they guide our startups to understand the intricacies of these markets in depth. And not only just according to the culture, but also what is working, what is not working in these markets, and how you can pivot your product to satisfy the needs of these markets. This is who we are. We are now a very global company. We are also just recognized as 14th top accelerator in the world by CB Insights, and we are one of the most active accelerator program in Germany, working with the German government from past 18 years, supporting German startups to scale across the world. And we are also ranked number 4 accelerator in Europe. Our portfolio also includes 10 unicorns, including Flixbus, which has just launched in Indian market, Celonis and others. So that's what we do. We basically are doing this. We are doing a lot of cross-border, taking startups from Germany to other parts of the world, Singapore to other parts of the world. We have a tie-up with Japanese government, also TMG, Tokyo Metropolitan, and we are helping them to scale to different parts of the world. And we do also have competence center focusing on technologies like AI, climate tech, and life sciences. And this is our framework. So what we do is, first of all, we work with the startups to identify which market is attractive to you. And on the basis of number of target consumers, buying power, target segment, industry trends, then we get into the product, whether the product can be used as it is in the market, or you need to change the pitch of the market. Just to give you an example, there was a product uh, which was basically 10 cream, which was developed by an Indian startup. Uh, and yes, in India, we always go for Fair and Lovely, but not for 10 creams. But the 10 cream was so good, and we helped them understand. Don't sell it at 10, just as a 10 cream, but how you can kind of share this product in other market is like you can just change the marketing. Like if you're going on beach, you want to protect from the sun, you can use that cream. So it is not only a sunscreen, but it also helps you kind of keep the texture of your skin. So just sometimes just by changing the pitch of a product, you can actually fit into the market. Like there was another product called Espura Clip, which is basically a scenting device. But by the research, we also got to know that it can help you lower down your snoring in night. So it was a German product. So basically, in Indian market, they are kind of selling it as a nasal equipment to administer drugs and also anti-snoring device. So sometimes you can keep the product as it is, just change the pitch and kind of attract the local market. Then sales, you should have a well developed sales team. You have to have a good sales teams who can kind of cater to the market, kind of build relationship into these markets. Your existing contacts can help that person to build more relationship, and that's how you can scale into that market. Nobody can scale without a good team, so you also have to focus on company structure, local team, and how do you want to kind of work with the local partners there. Because that helps you also financially if you can get into a partnership where there's a win-win situation for both the parties, and then you can kind of combinedly sell these products. Financials, yes, you need not to get into such a big market which kind of costs you a lot of burn rate. I was just talking to somebody yesterday, and then they told me a horrible story that the startup was very successful, and then they decided to just scale to another market, and they didn't forgot to check that even getting a certificate is very costly there. So you need to do these kind of checks before getting into the other market. How much is the certifications and everything? Does this make sense to you financially? And then you can decide these things. And we help you find all these resources. Um, so I think for the ending notes, I would like to say, choose a market which basically where you are solving the most urgent problem in that target market. The users are receptive, and then you have the financial incentives to solve their problem. Investigate and validate the local opportunity, and investigate and validate the local solution and market. Just don't go into the market blind-ended. Do some research beforehand. It will help you save a lot of time and also a lot of money. This is one of the framework. You can just scan this QR code. These are different markets. I think you got some more insights into these markets. Just rank each market and write two sentences why this market might be attractive. Once you do this as exercise, you will get to know which is the best market for you. And me and my teammate Akhil is already here. In case you need any more insights, you can reach out to us. You can also join our community of global startups by scanning there, and hope to see you into different markets very soon. Thank you. Yeah. Sorry, if you have any questions, happy to answer them. Otherwise, I think we are here. You can reach out to us.
Hi, I'm the founder of a healthcare startup based out of Cochin. So my question is like, how do you help us in scaling the model to Europe? We are working in the dementia segment, the people having memory issues, right? And I understand there is huge opportunity in European market. So in order to scale the model, our technology model, to Europe, in terms of financials as well as maybe finding a right partner, because opening an office in Europe and that may be a costly affair. So what's your advice on it?
So I think some of the sessions today will help you out. Yes, you are right. To scale healthcare startups, especially in Europe, I think first thing you have to do is just do a quick check. What are the health related certifications are required in that market? And then I think we have Shrestha and also Vibhu, who will also be telling you a little more details, what are the programs and what are the countries looking into. So you can also check into different markets, what are the schemes, right? So a lot of times if you visit Startup India, there are lot of cross-border programs which are happening. So maybe check your eligibility if you can apply for one of those programs, because that's where they will kind of provide you first access to the market. They'll connect you to the right incubators in those markets. So like there is one of the accelerator in program in Germany called Next Mannheim. They are focused on healthcare. So they provide you free space. They also help you get you the connects into the local market. So you have to find first of the right incubator, which kinds of suffices you, your needs, and then try to participate in these kind of programs to just get the first validation in market research, and then you can full on assign a resource and then can research on this market.
Thank you.
Hi, ma'am. I'm Midun from Calicut. Actually, ma'am, I have a doubt. Actually, when you explain about the Asian markets, why you don't prefer UAE's Dubai-based companies? Only explain about other countries, but not explain about the UAE market.
So UAE is something which I also don't have expertise in. So we mostly are helping startups to expand to Asia and Europe. UAE, I actually, if you saw one of the slide, UAE is the second largest growth market. You can definitely do that. But at the moment, we are not present in that. So we also don't want to share the data once if we have not done that. We have one program only in UAE currently, which is for the German startups to expand to UAE. UAE is obviously, from my personal experience, UAE is very vibrant market. I think they are also focusing more on infrastructure developments. Cooling technologies, climate tech is also one of the major area. And lot of outsourcing work is also required in UAE at the moment. But in this presentation, our focus was on Asia and Europe, because that's where we as a company and our organization have strengths too.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
For a startup in the emerging technology like quantum computing, which country in Europe would be, in terms of ease of putting up an office, ease of doing business, would be the right country to set up an office or set up an offshore office?
So that's exactly what I was trying to explain you. Your focus first should not be on setting up an office. Your focus should, first of all, should be to get a POC. And what you need to do that execute that POC, right? Sometimes in many countries it's a requirement that you have a local office there. But sometimes what you can do, you don't have to set up an office. You can find a partner, right, who already has an office there. Execute one or two POCs through that partner, and once you see there is a scope of your product in that market, then you can find a ways to set up an office. Lot of times to set up a country, you also have to have a local representative. Like even in India, if you see, there's it is very easy to set up a company in India if you have a local director. So for what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to explain to you is, first find your product market fit. Start talking to customers first. Who are your potential customers? Show their product to you. Ask them if they would be interested in partnering, if they would be interested in working with you. If they show interest, then find a partner. Maybe find a similar startup and just tell them that can we form a partnership or something, and we can kind of do this kind of activity, like you have an entity in India, we can use your entity and kind of supply you, and then have some arrangement with them. In that case, you don't even have to set up an entity, and you can right away start providing the stuff. Once you provide a service to a customer, you will know what all you need. And then it's very easy. There are a lot of organizations who help startups to set up a company in these markets, especially the local incubators who are looking for global startups to enter to that market. Most of the European incubators have the program where they support startups. Like in Germany, especially, there are DE hubs, like which are equivalent to AICs. So it's called DE hubs. You can check them out. There are 25 DE hubs focused on one technology, and they also invite 10 to 12 startups every year from countries outside Germany to set up offices. So you can reach out to those, apply for their program. Similarly, in other countries, like last week only there was a technological event in Finland called Slush. So you can attend these kind of activities and find local partners and also support to set up your company there. Similarly, in UAE, there is GITEX every year. So you can take helps of these kind of global events to meet people, meet partners, and also a lot of companies who help you set up the companies are always present. So focus more on getting the validation, then setting up a company. Always set up a company once you have a validation. And most of the cases, try to find a workaround where you can provide services even before setting up a company. Because once you deliver a project, you learn more about the requirements of that market. Every country has different markets, especially in Europe. The GDPR compliance is very different. And you have to be more stricter on the GDPR compliance. So you have to kind of look into it. I think, yeah, so that was the answer to your question.